There are many dishes you can cook with pasta, but this one is my favorite. This is my version of spicy tuna spaghetti. The reason I love it is because it's very simple to make, doesn't require much time to cook, and there's not much ingredients involved. Its basic form is like aglio e olio, but I add tuna and lots of chili pepper. Since it's a modified version of aglio e olio, you need lots of garlic. I'm gonna use about 6 cloves. This fresh garlic is what's going to give the pasta a nice flavor. You want to chop it really thin as you can make it, almost like paper. For this version, I use generous amount of chili peppers. As usual, you can substitute it with a more milder chili pepper if you don't like spicy food, or use spicy chili pepper flakes. Depends on the chilies you get, adjust the heat to your liking. Next, I have keffir lime leaves. I'm using about 7 leaves in total, and yes, this makes it taste and smells better. The leaf has this thick stem in the middle, so you want to get rid of it. Once you get all the stems out, chop it to thin and fine slices. If you can't get a hold of keffir lime leaves, you can add lemon zest instead. Now add a tablespoon of salt into a pot of boiling water. You want to be generous with the salt, then add in the pasta. I'm using about 180 grams or 6 ounces of thin spaghetti, and I think it's perfect for this kind of recipe. Cook it until al dente or slightly undercooked, then strain the water. Don't overcook it. It will become too mushy when we stir fry it later. Also, you want to save some of the pasta water, so don't throw it away just yet. Add a tiny bit of olive oil to the drained pasta so it doesn't clump together, just a little bit. In another pan, add a generous amount of cooking oil. I guess that's around 5 tablespoons. Add the chopped garlics and just spread it around. Use low heat for this because we want to slowly cook the garlic and infusing the flavor to the oil. Cook it only until you can smell the garlic aroma. Don't overcook the garlic, it will get bitter. When you see the garlic turn slightly brown on the edges, add the chilies. Give it a few tosses, then add a can of tuna and the lime leaves. I'm gonna turn up the heat and stir it a bit. Now, add the spaghetti we cooked earlier into the pan and stir fry it. You want to make sure all the spaghetti is thoroughly coated in that spicy garlicky oil. Add a bit of starchy pasta water and season it. The pasta water will make our sauce thicker and more emulsified. I add half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of stock powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. You decide on the amount of seasoning. Since the pasta was boiled with salt, it has some saltiness, so you really don't need a lot of salt again. After that, give it a couple of tosses to incorporate the seasoning. Lastly, add a little sprinkle of parsley. When everything is mixed in and the pasta is cooked through, turn off the stove and we're done. This spicy tuna spaghetti doesn't take that long to make and the result is satisfying. It has that garlic taste infused with the intensity of the chili pepper, which I really like. In total, it took me around 20 to 25 minutes to cook this. So if you're feeling lazy but still wants to cook a decent meal, then this is perfect for you. First time I discovered this recipe, I'm amazed how a can of cheap tuna can turn into a decent meal. So go ahead and make this. It's a quick tuna pasta that your family will love and comes back for more. I would rate this 8.6 for taste and 9 for its simpleness to cook.